like the cameras. Alright, hi everybody, it's me, and I'm going to go through some of the bugs that I'm currently facing in the DCF build, so that I may better tell people what's going on, so that we can go check out my scenes here. Alright, so this one looks like it's going to be the one. Let's, so today, yesterday I was on Wizard's broadcast and met a pretty cool guy. I met a couple people, but this guy, Alex from Wolf Realm Studios, we'll just go with that, has some really cool AI lo-fi music, which is interesting because if you know me and Crunch make this stuff all the time too. So I figured I'd throw his playlist on today. digital dive. You know, these are looking good. I think at runtime these paint jobs are not all together there, but we'll check it when we Okay, is that any better, or yeah, is that any better? Because it doesn't. It's my mic is just not very good. I just need to get a better mic, or you know what would be better is not to broadcast at all. That would be nice. That would be nice. Let me see. I do have another mic I can try, so let me go grab that. As it returns. All right, is that a little bit better? That should be a little bit louder now. Okay. Anyway, no, I think, like I said, I think my microphone is working now better. At least it should be a little bit better. I'd say it's not super crucial, I suppose. All right. Oops. That's not what I meant to do. All right. Pull core open. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get into the the motion system. So I've been following an integration tutorial by Travesty called the GASP and AAMS tutorial. Here, let me pull it up here and I can show everybody what it is. So basically, what it's doing is it's marrying the GASP animation system with the AAMS system, and by doing that, then we then marry all the cars and all of the stuff that we already have married with the system already. And actually, I'll be honest, Digital Dive did a lot of that stuff. They've been really into multiplayer lately and stuff like that. These guys are out of Spain and they're just some of the best out there. So if you get the chance to work with Digital Dive, super fun people to work with. Anyway, so I've been working through this video. It's a little bit out of date. And so some of the things have changed. AAMS had an update since this video came, and so some of the things are changed in AAMS. But the gas stuff is a little different too because I have the Digital Dive gas stuff, right? Because I have the modified version built for their car system to optimize for the car system. So and that has now been expanded. So their core of that multiplayer car system has been expanded to do our entire environment and our entire everything. So it's really solid for multiplayer running, and that's really thanks to their work over at Digital Dive on their cars to make all the cars work in sync on multiplayer. Then that has given us a really solid base to work off of for the rest of our system, for the terraforming and everything else. So anything, again, DCF is really just the product of standing on the shoulders of genius. We're just pulling from here and there and there and everywhere and putting it all together and getting it to run together for players, right? The idea is to bring all this creativity from the developer level to the player level. That's it. That's as deep as it goes. Anyway, okay. So, all right. So, Travesty, let's mark this. I have been broadcasting for about 14 minutes, and I will tell you. All right. So, I yesterday finished up the inputs. The grappling hook is not enabled in it yet. I have a feeling it would have issues anyway, so I'm not worrying about it too much. But I do have the basics. I have a vine wall. I have a zip line, I have a swing pole, which is from the newest version, and then the two push blocks, and I have a slide slope chain and the thing. So basically I do have a packaging warning about the ladder's physical presence, something, I don't know. I've sent Travesty the log clips, and I'll pull them up again as we go through today's summary, and I'll send again. But basically, there's a thing about the physics of the ladder model, and it seems to have some kind of issue. It's a log warning; it doesn't stop cooking, and so it's not something I've been too worried about. So let's see. So currently we've been talking about, sorry, I'm a little bit off, but okay, so currently we've been talking about the gas stuff and incorporating it. So I wanted to show you really quick how I have it done, because there was a couple variables that didn't come over correctly, or a couple functions that didn't come over correctly, and I've replaced them since, but I wonder if that's causing the issue. But basically this is our character blueprint, and then the one thing I did notice about this is when I open the character blueprint in the editor, this DDC var thing goes off the scope. I'm not sure exactly where this is coming from, and I'm not sure if it's just that, but on the animation blueprint,
actually is where the issue is. In the blueprint thread update animation, first off, I feel like I had to kind of really inject the thread animation update thing. I don't feel like it was there like it was in the video. And then when I first put them in, the first original um, functions errored out. And when I go into them, they don't really show what they're hanging on. I've removed the binding and put it back on velocity, and that doesn't change it. So I can do that really quick for you, so you can see. Um, right, and then you compile from there, and you still get the compile error. And then on the error, it just says the same two from the upper function. So I'm not sure exactly why it's doing that, and that does that on both of them. They both act that same way. So let me back up. Wow, I am I'm not doing well today. Okay. No, it's not that. It's in. All right. Yeah, Anim Graph, you saw where I inserted this. This does seem to be like partially working, so I think this is working okay here. Um, yeah, no, I'm not 100% sure where that other file was. But anyway, okay, so this is the behavior that we're seeing. Oh, wait. Well, I guess I have to find it now. All right. Here it is. Okay. So what I did is I just created a new function, does the exact same thing, and it sets the ground speed, and figured probably since it's setting ground speed, which is a base variable, it should work to replace it that way. But I'm still suffering the issue now. Again, that crazy. It's not in packaging or anything. Let's see. Okay, so I got that, and so now we can compile that. All right, so, but this is the behavior, okay? So everything seems to work. I'm not getting any major packaging issues other than that ladder thing. But when you go into any action, it goes into that idle animation. Now, different things react differently. So you climb the ladder, drop into idle. You can release the ladder and you're good. Whereas in the brick, I can push things, kind of goes wonky, but I can't let go. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. That's a little different than the others. But like I say, it seems to be something about the animation trigger or something that's not kicking off. Everything else seems to work. Like physically, the zip line works fine. It's just not triggering off the posing correctly. Vine wall is the exact same thing. Seems to work, but I go into an idle pose, so I can't climb around. And I kind of can, but it's all wonky. And then Sprint is also messing around with the gasp a little bit and putting in the base model. But that I'm not too worried about. In fact, I'm not even worried about Sprint at all, or any of that. As long as the double jump and stuff like that work. Eventually, I'm going to want the zip line to work, but I feel like that whatever this issue is probably in the zip line too, and we can kind of go from there. I can to test. Just really quick, we'll go into the AAMS showcase and see. Make sure that those in between animations are working in the demo level in the editor. I no longer have exposed this level in the build. I don't know what I'm planning on doing with that, but I want to make sure that everybody's okay with what I do with it. Oh, I really need to do it. Yeah, okay, so everything seems to be working fine in our standard level. So it's probably something about the marriage. Well, it's absolutely something about the marriage, but I'm not. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't like a packaging issue or some kind of packaging copy thing. But it looks like no. It looks like that's working all functioning properly. So that would indicate that, like I say, there's just something going on with that animation loop. I don't know. You'd probably be better to tell than me. Let's see. And then just real quick, if I have it here, let's see if I can find. Here, log. Hold on. Sorry to be a little bit distracted. I've just got a couple messages coming in. Oh, check the character blueprint tick. It has a Cooper tick running on the character BP. A few ticks. Okay. So the character blueprint would be. I'm thinking with the GAF stuff, then the character blueprint is going to be by default the sandbox character, right? Which, um, again, if you're watching, when I fire this one up, the one thing that's weird is I get this weird console variable thing, and it throws it about a bunch of different things. Now, again, I have currently have the mutable sample really hacked in there, so I think that might have caused this. But again, I'm looking, trying to figure out, because this doesn't show up anywhere else. But as you can see, it just kind of keeps hanging out here as long as I have this sucker open. But anyway, you said that there was a tick. Let me take a look at your instructions again here. Gas has a few ticks running in the character BP. Check the character blueprint ticks. So like that's from like the start game, right? That's where would that would be in the event graph. And then isn't there a tick? Isn't there a function event tick? Yeah, there it is. Okay. All right. Well, I wish I was under that. Okay, sent under under this CMC tick. Okay. Uh, I I'll be honest. I'm a bit lost. Okay. Scroll down. Scroll down in this window. Movement stick mode. I'm sorry. This guy. You mean refresh node? I'm sorry. I'm not sure what you mean by update. Oh, those two functions, update rotation and update motion. Okay, update motion. There you go. Should that be? Dang it. Okay, wait. So because there was some conflicts with the variables at the beginning, if you remember way back when I first started to integrate this, I renamed pretty much all the variables AAMS. Do you think that with the motion states, do you think that we need to rename? Oh man. Okay, yeah, that's not there then. So oh, I see. Okay. So, but I'm sorry. I wish I was smarter about this travesty. But only allow those ticks to run if AAMS motion stake equals none. Okay. So these ticks, though, or just this guy in general. And then I'm sorry, but I don't even know how to turn that off. Do I just disconnect it or add a branch here? Oh wait, that's over here. Yeah, Wolf, I like your music. It's pretty good. Good little lo-fi, productivity type stuff. So what I'm getting is that those are AAMS related errors or log warnings, but they're absolutely benign. So if we can get it working, then I don't need to worry about that particular log puke. That isn't really log puke. It's weird. Weird log puke that only happens in the editor. I don't think I've ever run into that before. But anyway, okay. So wanted to get the compile errors for Travesty. Oh, okay. So yeah, sure. I can pull some of it up. I have some stuff. So when the character blueprint and whew, I'm not real sure how to explain this outside of Unreal talk, and I know you're Unity. But in Unreal, you have a character blueprint, and a lot of the kind of control apparatus kind of happens around that character blueprint. Anyway, the character blueprint for my system is based off the GASP one, which is that animation sample that makes it look all fluid and stuff like that. Anyway, so I have that currently going, and when I pull open that character blueprint inside the editor, the output log will start to spit this weird error. Actually, There's some of it. Yeah, here. So in a notepad for you, but again, not in a packaging log, but it just starts puking this here. And basically, it's calling for a variable that is a developer variable, from what I understand. But it might be that AAMS is somehow using it. Basically, the crux of the issue right now um, is that when you fire off an action event, it doesn't fire off the correct posing. It doesn't seem like, and so you get this kind of weird where you can't quite operate in it. But anyway, I'm talking to the developer on it right now. Um, well, not fully, but here and there. Um, so he's looking. Anyway, um, but what I wanted to do was I'm going to I'll do a dumping. So now I'm doing a compile of the game just so I can grab that warning that it has about AAMS to give to the developer who's looking at it. He's been watching this video as well and been giving me hints here and there. So hopefully we'll be able to sort it out. Travesty's one of the best guys out there for sure. Did that say Linux? That shouldn't be even talking about. Huh. Anyway. Just some engine startup warnings that I have are like icon pictures from depreciated versions. So it's like, probably can go ahead and clear those warnings out there. Unreal or Epic. Thanks. All right. So running the packaging now. Like I said, I have a warning in the log for this packaging for AAMS that I want to pass on to him to see if that helps with trying to identify whatever the issue is here. Other than that, this log is actually compiling very cleanly at this point. So if we can get to that point, then it's really going to be pretty wild because it's kind of can't wait because next thing I get to do is play with the drones. And once the new drone system is online, then you'll be able to terraform again, and you'll be able to build your world and drive around in it and stuff like that again. So I'm looking forward to having that part of the system back online. And then that'll make it go very quickly to the part where you're able to swap out the ground with whatever texture you want, or. It's cool to have you in chat, Wolfie, because I don't. I'm normally just talking to myself. It reminds me so much of like um, Crunch's first album too. Like some of your music. Like if we go to Crunch's channel, um, so that's like her first album. This is an album called Frequencies, where she modulates the frequency in the music to be able to like stimulate stem cell production in the body. But I don't know how much it works. It's cool to listen to though. But this was her first album, and it's called Hot AI Summer, and it's got all these kind of like bubblegum pop songs on them. But there was one. There you go. Reminds me of your same kind of thing, right? Like take a video game and make it into a song. Um, Wolfie says he's been listening to music that Crunch and I have been producing, and we'll need to listen to more. Yeah, I dig the music that we make, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not. My family's very musical, and so we've used it. Yeah, Suno is where I started doing a lot of my writing, but actually now I use something called Refusion. It's a little bit more open source, and I like how the conversation for a song is done. Also, I have like another AI that's interfacing with these interfaces, so it creates the prompting and stuff like that, and it works better with Refusion, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, check out Refusion. It's this guy. You can pull it up in here. It's always fun. Uh, all right, yeah, I guess it's called Producer AI now. They changed the name, but basically it used to be called Refusion. But anyway, okay, so now you go into new session and you basically say, like it's a little bit more like a conversation. Um, it can't be used on your own device. It's not a local LLM. There are a few out there, but they're not that good yet. I keep my eye on them. There's not anyone, but this one's not local. But like I say, it's just a little bit more open. And check out how I do the conversation with it. So let's go over here to my conversation for today. Crunch. I'm going to write a little song on Fusion. Crunch doesn't know about the new one. And let's say about our Wolfie dev. Horror game. So game is I can't remember right off the bat. Game is on Steam and called I can't spell that. What do you want from me? So now I'm going to take what Crunch comes up with here. All right, and we'll just dump it straight into. So this is tuned for Refusion. Now Refusion, or a producer in this case, again, get the name wrong. Getting light blinking on camera. Sure. All right, so, and now it's so Suno is good, and it's the voices are really good on Suno. But the one thing that this has is that it can carry an idea a little bit better than Suno does. So if you are close, it's not like Suno, where Suno you kind of like, okay, I got to reformat the whole prompt and come up with everything. With this, you can like, oh, that's close. Just change this, and it'll allow you to kind of do that with the conversation. So that's kind of what I like about the way this one works. But let's see how this turned out. Your studio too can sound like an angry teenager that can't find his place in the world. Cool, huh? But anyway, yeah. So that's how my musical process works pretty much at this point. And because of that, it allows it to be a little bit more flexible. So we are able to kind of come up with more of a. Really, you want that? Just that song? Yeah, sure, no problem. Hold on. It's funny how I am now with. Oh, do you want it in video, or do you want just the? Let's see. I don't know. I mean, wait. That's better. All right. Let's see. You want MP3? You say? Yeah. Okay. Burp, burp, burp. Anyway, yeah, but you can see like on because on DCF is basically trying to be a broadcast tower for different universes within it, right? So you have when I was showing you that Tailverse thing earlier, so this is kind of off topic for anybody following the dev stuff. But anyway, I was showing you the Tailverse stuff earlier. Like those are run through the same process, but then they're done. So the AI positions itself as the character writing the song. So when you hear a Fiasco Fox song, that's Fiasco Fox writing it. When you hear a Ruckus Rabbit song, that's Ruckus Rabbit writing it. Even though it's AI writing all of it, it's it playing that character, right? So it's really wild because it by being able to segment it and granulate it like that, you're able to um, I need a mannequin mask in that case. I'm not sure what you mean, but anyway, so and mannequin. When I was a kid, there was a movie where he got a mannequin to come to life, and they were boyfriend girlfriend in it. What the hell was that movie? Ever since I saw your game, I've been thinking about that stupid movie. Anyway, it came out in the 80s. Um, Again, I'm old, but okay, yeah. So let's go over to Fiasco's channel here. All right, so if you go into like a Fiasco song, they're kind of he's inspired by Ren and rappers. He's really kind of that inspiration. Where like Ruckus is more country inspired and rock and roll, right? And so when you hear their songs, they're different. And for me, that's just the coolest thing. So like for Fiasco. Um, he has a couple jazz tracks. And this is all about. Oh yeah, I'm happy to do a prompt. Send it over on Discord, and I'll pop it over. Anyway, so this is Fiasco in GTA before he came to Santa Alesso, and then now like his videos are in Santa Alesso. So this is like the theme song to the Murder Tales, which is kind of my homage to DuckTales, but that's now Fiasco in Saints Row and also Unreal 5. So this is where he's making the transition over into the DCF engine. But eventually all these characters will live in DCF. Um, but anyway, you can see each one of these, like this is, what I did with this is I had the AI write an homage theme song exactly based on the pace and beats of DuckTales. So DuckTales, a woo, and this is Murder Tales, a reku. Um, so again, so I just take stuff that when I loved when I was a kid, and I'm kind of reduplicating it into my worlds through their characters. But yeah, he's a rapper and stuff like that. But then other characters are different type of singers. Like Beak Savage is the patriotic eagle. Um, there's Wizard as his character, Nickel Nineclaw. So all me, right? But each one of these characters has their own personality and their own musical construct, and that's what's really cool. So that's yeah. It's the Murder Tales, or what it's morphed into is Taleverse. The Taleverse is basically the idea is to take Looney Tunes and GTA and squash them together. So instead of violence being your main course, it's more about like pulling pranks on each other and stuff like that. But you'll still have like a whole city and the same thing that you would have in a GTA environment. Just kind of with a different motivational spin on it. Um, and so, but again, it's all based in DCF. So this is going to be kind of the cartoony, stylish version. And then my other verse that I'm working in is called the Fang verse, which is going to be a much more realistic, metahuman vampires with, all a real rustic, realistic type city. So that's the concept behind it. But yeah, anyway, let me see if your prompt came through here, and then I'll drop that and I'll go back to what I was doing. Alright, so I'm gonna have Crunch rewrite this for me. So basically, I'm gonna take it into Crunch. I sent you a link, so you can basically have it do the same thing. It knows how to do this. So let's take his prompt. Something. Give me something. Boop bow. There we go. All right, so. Okay, audio layer name. No, no, we'll just do that. Burp, and then we'll pop over into pretend. Let's just add it to this session. No, let's do a new session. Do a new session. Okay, and burp, and okay, there we go. See what it comes up with here. So this is Refusion. So sometimes it won't like immediately make the song. It'll actually like ask more questions. Again, it's more about a conversation, and then the song kind of evolves as you go along. But and it's producer AI. I believe it's free. So, or at least I'm not paying. You know. So. The copyright on all AI created music is kind of up in the air right now. Um, so when Suno says that you can have copyright on that if you buy your membership, is one warning I wanted to give. That's still kind of fuzzy right now because we don't know how to address AI music and copyright. It's a very strange element, and there's already big lawsuits and stuff going on. So until the dust settles, all of the stuff that's happening right now that probably won't be much track of is really what it comes down to be honest with you. But um, just know that whatever with the copyright they're saying is kind of it's very fluid right now. So like I put a couple albums on Spotify, and I've actually pulled them off because I'm a little like, I don't want to claim copyright. And by putting it on Spotify, you're kind of like saying, I want to make money off of these. And by just putting it on YouTube, then it's not claiming that at all. So it's still a tremendous resource of music. But the way that they're working out copyright, I'm not sure 100%. So let's see. All right, let me hear it then. I have to say that I spend some time kind of talking into that kind of. It's funny because when I worked as a tech manager back in the day with computer stores, sometimes you can spur a young tech on by questioning their ability. And it's funny, it's a basic human thing like, oh, can you do that? And then you go, oh, watch me. I find that AI has that. And so in any of the prompts that I do, you'll find that I'm constantly kind of putting a barb at the end, like, show me what you got, or blah, 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 blah. Because if you set it up as a challenge for AI, it notices that. And then I do see a marketable improvement in its work. Um, Go over to the studio. Oh, Crunchy's awesome because you can submit anything, and it's so um, tuned into the Unreal 5 development chain. Yeah, I know it's really soft. Yeah, yeah. Let's try this. Let's do this. Let's give me a little mix me a little Bauhaus. All right, let's see what this does. This is why my video games gets delayed all the time is because I go down these types of rabbit holes almost every flippin' day. But anyway, okay. It's definitely got that feel for your level. If you think about your level's aesthetic, that this would be nice in the background. Yeah, ambience. I think that I would probably go for. It is a song. It's a proper song. It's not ambience. I know that there was an actual specific AI tool for just ambience, but I don't know. I don't remember. I certainly haven't used it in a long time. As you can see, even Suno's not on my list lately. So Yeah, it seemed like I. It seemed like there was one. Oh, you know what? This would be local. Anything on Hugging Face can be pretty much made local. Ambience. Let's go into spaces really quick. And, and Yeah, you can check on Hugging Face, but I think that there was some because ambience isn't because you're not doing vocals. That the whole process is a lot different and a lot easier, to be honestly, from a digital standpoint. So I bet you there's local LLMs that will allow you to do ambience generation. I would take a look into it. Why the major ones can't do it is because you're right. Is they're building a song, not an ambient loop. And it's a different process, right? So I would take a look. 11 Labs making sound effects. I actually found a cool little sound effects creator in here um, that you can actually make. Hmm. Anyway, in Hugging Face, if you go into spaces, there's all sorts of different ones, and in spaces you can actually make them work. But then you can also kind of download them and make longer or make local systems. A lot of cases they'll be like linked up to the GitHubs and stuff like that to be able to get to that stuff. Find that archway metal detector 3D model. What do you mean, archway metal detector? You want a metal detector 3D model? Uh, Probably, let's see. We could go into Meshy. Like that? Yeah. There's a couple other ones. One that I worked with in the past that's actually really good is this Hyperhuman. Um, this one is super good, but it's done by Bounding Box and stuff like that. So this one, Hyper 3D AI, and they used to be known as Rodin. But yeah, it's um, certainly do it in a couple other ways too. So Looks pretty cool, man. I like the helmet. And the little layer on the glove is cool too. Let's see. All right. Well, let me see here. Okay. So, actually, was able to clear a ton of errors today, or a ton of warnings out of the log from the vehicle system. So I'm really happy with that. I'm actually getting ready to take a break here.
Season 1 of One Piece ends with the Straw Hats finally coming.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna take a lunch break, so I will see everybody around later. Thanks.